it's Tyler. Oh my god, tonight was such a great episode of NXT. We're going to talk about all of that and more, and we have a very special announcement, so don't go anywhere, because it starts right now.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Look at everyone, it's
Oh man, off-screen shenanigans. Hi everybody. Welcome. Dude, it's also weird to not hear that. It's weird to hear this just in its onesie again. It's crazy. Welcome to the NXT After Show right here on AfterBuzz TV Wrestling and Sports. I'm one of your hosts, the internet's Mark B. Donica, joined as always by the one, the only, Mr. Sundown Motel himself. It's Bill Hanstock.
I'm another host.
Here. The hobo is not with us tonight as he is wrestling for Wrestling Pro Wrestling.
That guy sucks.
What a jerk. Being a professional wrestler and working.
I almost said the big cuss.
We don't do big cusses here. We only do strict wrestling recaps and after shows and reviews.
Guys, I hope you're ready for a low energy show. Because I'm going to lie down.
Are you a little under the weather?
No, I'm not. No.
Not feeling
Whatever.
Cheers.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy holidays.
Yes, happy Christmas.
Candle nights.
That's right. It is candle nights.
TM.
Yeah, it's not. But that is. We need to say like the full. That is a copyright of the McElroy family, etc., etc.
It's a pan-religious, pansexual, personal pan holiday. So however you're feeling.
Should we start with our news or should we start with the show?
Whatever.
Okay, let's
F it.
you know what? No, actually, yeah, let's give folks a chance to come in. We'll make our announcement.
I don't even know why I'm like
show.
this right now because it's like nothing bad's happening.
It was a good episode of NXT.
You know what?
What's up? Talk to me, Bill.
It's because when not all three of us are together, something's missing. It loses something. No offense.
No, I know.
To death.
Yeah.
It's not the same. It's not the same show.
Oh, it's definitely it.
I feel like
each combination of us is a different type of show. Yeah.
Honestly, it's just Robert Baines that brings the energy. Like that's just what it is.
Because he has to.
When I host and he's here, like you get goofy.
Yeah.
When you and I are here, it's like just sort of straightforward show.
A bit, but also
it's nice.
It goes places.
But you know what? I feel.
What do you feel? I
feel like the three of us, the NX team.
Yes.
That's what really makes a show.
That's the sauce.
And it's what makes a house a home. Mm-hmm. And I feel like it does our fans a disservice when we're not all together.
And I agree with that.
So I feel like
Damn it, Bill!
No, but I just feel like I wish there was a way that just every episode could be all three of us.
I wish so as well.
Oh well, so tonight's episode of NXT.
So let's talk about the show, and we'll hold that thought. Let's put a pin in that, and then and then let's talk about tonight's show. Ah, dang it! Here I go.
Whoops.
Here I go again on my own. It's Adam Cole.
Baby.
Is surprised. Was anybody really surprised that Adam Cole came out and cut a big old promo in front of Bobby Fischer's match? Because I wasn't. I wasn't plumb surprised at all. Okay, I was a little surprised, but essentially,
what's that voice?
It's none of your damn business, Bill. But the fact that Adam Cole was cutting his promo about how 2018 was just the beginning of a decade of what do you call it? A decade of undisputed dominance. Why limit yourself to only a decade? That's what I want to know. Like, the future is undisputed.
I like that they're not undefeated or anything. They're undisputed because they just lost a very big match. But
yes.
Look, undisputed. All right.
It's a bit disputed. Like if it was undisputed, if it was undisputed, Adam Cole would still be the North American Championship man.
He would be the championship.
He would be the championship man.
I am the tag team championship.
I'm the one who loses. But it's not a threat that they're going to be draped with championship gold. That's undisputed. I like that tag.
Festooned with belts.
It's
like
festooned.
Like the Balor demon's head festooned with belts.
It's going to be 4 Ultimo Dragons of belts.
The demon the Demon Balor. Is that what they call him? The Demon
The
King.
Demon Finn Balor. There was Demon King was
The Demon Finn Balor.
I think was a little bit Finn the Demon Balor. Finn Balor the
Demon Man. Finn the D-Man Balor.
Finn the Devil Boy Balor.
Call him the D-Man.
The D-Man.
Because he
I'm the one who D's.
puts it up.
He put it up.
And
Puts
then-
up the D.
That's a pro tip for all of you.
Don't. Here's
Put it up.
Here's a pro tip. Wear dark colors. Anyway.
Well, unless
you
you want to put it up.
Unless you want to.
Unless you're Aleister Black at TakeOver.
You want to prove that you put it up.
He's from Europe.
That's why he wore European styled undergarments. Yeah.
And we could tell that he was from Europe.
Sharkosaur coming in hot with he was only Demon King when Kane was around, because it was the devil's favorite demon. It's because they had to differentiate between the demons. Demon-ferentiate.
The hierarchy of demons. It's like, look, this is my favorite demon, but he's the king of demons. Like,
Come on.
so like, there's nepotism and favoritism where Kane's involved, but Finn Balor has a higher job title than Kane?
Strictly speaking, this guy this guy was bestowed. This guy was bestowed the hierarchy.
I'm an assistant to the devil.
He's not the demon prince. He's the king. He has evolved from being Prince Devitt to the king. Maybe that's what they were going for.
It's just like I'm trying to think of it because like there's the whole Brexit thing going on right now.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think about like Parliament and like because the king doesn't actually have that, like it's ceremonial. They don't there's a queen, but she doesn't like the monarchy doesn't really have that much power. It's all ceremonial. It's all honorary. So but there's no like favorite. Like if Kane was like the prime minister, the demon prime minister,
okay,
then it would be, like make more sense. But just like he's the devil's favorite demon, it suggests that like he's Robbie Williams or something. He's Elton John.
He's an honorary. Yeah, he's been knighted.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
neither of them have any power really.
He's not worth anything. I like the guy. He's my favorite.
He's not worth anything.
Listen, this
You
guy,
heard it here
he's
first,
my favorite.
folks. Kane isn't worth anything.
Yeah, please tune in to Xbox 360 next week, and where I'll tell him that. Nope.
The new NXT team shirts. Kane isn't worth it.
Kane ain't worth it. That was relatively
Kane and ain't easy.
Can't worth it. There you go. Awful, terrible. Or yeah, maybe mayoral for Kane.
Mayoral?
Yeah, the demon mayor.
Yeah, but that's not what he's called.
No, but maybe we go that way just to sort of split the difference between his constituents.
Win a popular vote because he's the devil's favorite demon.
There you go. I won the popular vote in hell. Hey, let's talk about Bobby Fish versus EC3.
Speaking of hell,
dude, EC3 is wearing fur to the ring. He's sweating before I'm sure he's sweating before he even gets up to the ramp.
He sweats all the time.
He's just a sweating boy. He's just a slick, wet boy.
Maybe if all of his pores weren't fully clogged with thick tanning cream.
Maybe that's what it is. He needs it's lined with terry cloth or something just to sop it up. Sop up EC3 with a fish. This match was weird to me because Bobby was kind of going for the knee, but he was also trying to outpower EC3 some of the time, which it's not a great strategy. But
it's too much beef.
We haven't even begun to beef. There's a really weird moment in it where EC3 sent Bobby Fish off the ropes, and there was a weird whiplash. It's like he maybe stumbled a bit and whipped across the second rope, and there was just like a weird moment of, is he okay? To which picked him up for a scoop slam, hit the name drop, which is the EC3 elbow that we have since learned, and it ends with a roll up, and that's it. Undisputed Era starts to give the hams to EC3, and then our Beef Boys come out. So now we're building up for another War Games, and we're only 2 weeks from it. So last week we found out that the Beef Boys really want to get at that Undisputed Era, and they come out in their street clothes, which are just jeans, no shirts, all about it.
I feel like Tucker was pulling a top off and throwing it down as they were coming out.
Okay.
Dozovic, his shirts have to be prescribed. The prescription shirts.
You can only prescribe a 5X shirt.
He doesn't want to ruin one of them.
They have to be. The problem is they have to be sewed on. And what we learned later in the night is since Tyler Breeze was probably taking all of the
dressing room area?
the dressing room area and all of that preparation for his entrance, there's entirely the possibility that Doze he ran out of time. It's probable. That's probably what it was. Okay, they pulled vests off on the ramp. I prefer my shirtless Beef Boys, as Lake Locke puts it. But do you see a fourth joining this triumvirance of beef when it comes to EC3 and Heavy Machinery, or do you think it's just going to be 3-on-3?
I mean, maybe Keith Lee, but I don't know. I think it's probably just going to be 3-on-3.
But who's the odd man out for Undisputed Era?
Or it's just leading to a Heavy Machinery Undisputed Era title match, and EC3 is their enforcer on the outside.
That could be fun. Or even 3-on-4, and it still shows. It can still show how strong the Beef Boys are.
Or this is just all building to the Kona Reeves face turn, because the Undisputed Era is like, you think you're the finest, but you're not. You're garbage. You're a garbage guy.
Don't you get my...
Speaking of garbage, man, check out Steve Austin's interview with Duke Jersey on his podcast.
Oh, was he on?
Yeah, it's very good.
Shoot, man, I got to check that out.
They used to be road dogs.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, that's very cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's more things that I wouldn't find out.
I also didn't know that Jersey came up with a garbage man gimmick before WWE. They didn't just give it to him.
It's like, no. Yeah. I'm sticking with this. I don't care what you give me.
He was looking at WWE at the time, and he was like, well, you got The Undertaker, you got Big Boss Man, you got all these gimmicks. I'm going to be the garbage man. So,
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Kyle Franklin agrees that we should add Keith Lee to the equation,
yeah,
but
just all the beef.
You're teasing me with that Kona Reeves, the man who lives the gimmick.
He's the beef. He's fairly beefy.
He's pretty beefy.
You know what?
He's a lean beef.
You know who's going to be the fourth man? Humberto Carrillo.
Humberto Carrillo. I'm about it. Just go fly. No, it's him and what's his tag team partner's name? Raul Mendoza. It's gonna be
the guy who's been here way longer.
Yeah, shut up. It's gonna be them like on top of each other's shoulders in a trench coat.
Yeah, hell yeah.
There we go. Nailed it.
Rules.
And
Muppet Man.
I think. And yeah, they can't use their actual arms, but they just have Muppet arms on sticks. Let's talk about the next segment, which unfortunately leads into some sad news. Io and Dakota are in the back. They're tired of taking all of the attacks from Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir, and so they're challenging them to a tag match.
We're tired of taking these attacks. We're gonna give them.
We're gonna bring you the attack straight away.
But didn't they bring them the attack at TakeOver?
But it was a match, you know. It's not something that's going to be on their permanent record.
Kairi Sane still lost at sea.
Yeah, remember her? Anyway, so
she should use her sextant and her spyglass to return to land.
As a yachting enthusiast, she should figure out the tides. Mm-hmm. She should know the tides to whisk her back. See, the problem is all of this happened in Los Angeles, so she has to go the long way around. Mm-hmm. She can't just go through
around the Cape of Good Hope.
Yeah,
Horn of Good Cape.
But the sad news that came out of this is this past weekend, Dakota Kai suffering some sort of a knee injury. We don't know for sure what it is, but
several reports have indicated torn ACL, which will keep her out of action for several months.
6 to 10.
Either way, enjoy that tag match we're getting next week, guys.
It's gonna be the last you see for Dakota Kai. I think we talked about how she might be one of the 4 in the number 1 contendership match last week. Nope.
R.I.P. Kai and Shirai.
Kai and Shirai. That's good.
Welcome back, Kai and Tai.
Indeed.
Well, Funaki's around.
Yeah, he's doing stuff. There's some fun stories of Taka Michinoku around the internet. But Maria Annette asks, EC3 or Big E sweats more? Which of the two of them do you think sweat more?
Shane McMahon.
True.
Brock Lesnar.
But yeah, I think Brock is the sweatiest boy. Biggie, he is the thickest man.
Michael Irvin.
Yeah, Michael Irvin too. Why not? But between the two of them, Biggie. Yeah.
Yeah, because like as I said, EC3's pores are clogged with tanner, and a lot of his pore ends are probably singed shut because of the well done nature of his charred exterior.
Perhapsly.
He's a burnt end. He's a human burnt end, guys.
Sharkosaur brings
Which, as we all know, is the most delicious part of the brisket.
That's very true. EC3, the most delicious part of the brisket, the NXT brisket. Sharkosaur mentions they'll probably hold off announcing the injury until after the match so they can write her off with that.
I would say so. Instead of announcing, and Dakota Kai will be out for 6 months after we air her pre-taped match next week.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Yeah, sure. Let's do it. Yeah. Lake Loxing, Lars Sullivan, a pretty sweaty boy. He's lurking.
He's not that sweaty.
No.
As far as big beefers go,
yeah.
Keith Lee's sweatier than Lars Sullivan.
Yeah, and even then, he's not as sweaty as a Biggie.
Yeah.
But, oy vey.
I'm trying to think of the moistest.
Who's the moistest boy?
Moistest.
The moist boys. Ugh. That's the worst. That's just unfortunate.
Moist. James Vanderbeek today shared a photo of James Vanderbeek.
I know James Vanderbeek, but I don't know where this is going.
Well, he shared a photo of Ultra Mantis like in a motel room, like in a hotel room.
Yeah.
And like he's just like standing in the corner of the motel room in like his mask, his like wrestling gear, like. He's so oily, but like just his like front of his body, and I was like, well, he's an insect, so you got to keep that thorax moist at all times.
Too true. Okay, a lot of people are throwing moist boys in the chat. Give us your favorite moist boy at #NXTeam.
No one was ever moister than Ahmed Johnson, I feel.
Oh yeah, he was the wettest boy. He's the wettest man.
No, so because like Bo Dallas and Roman Reigns and others, like they're wet on purpose,
self-applicated.
But like Ahmed Johnson would just come out and then just like be, and then those pictures of him like in the tank top at the Daisy Dukes where he's just dripping with sun sweat.
A little known fact about Ahmed Johnson: his original ring name was Uzun Ahmed Johnson, but nobody liked it because that's just it's just uncomfortable.
Uzun Ahmed.
Uzun Ahmed Johnson.
Yeah. Don't look up Slime Wave.
Maraka Kebab says the entire Shield. Yeah, but that's self-applicated. Well, I mean, Dean.
Yeah, they all were on purpose wet.
Yeah,
and Dean's just greasy.
Yeah, greasy. That's still a version of
sweaty.
Wet. That's a version of wet, though.
Yeah,
greasy.
Greasy is the thick wet.
Dean Ambrose, a thick wet boy. He's thick wet.
Speaking of thick wet. Hey, everyone, please tweet at Dean Ambrose that you love that he's thick wet.
Give him a reason to stay on
And if
Twitter.
he makes you thick wet, even better.
Yeah. Don't tell us. Don't share.
That's fine.
Before we get to the next match, just want to mention... What's that?
Just kidding, we're canceled.
Oh, that is... Oh, well, about that.
Luckily, they're letting us round out this episode.
AfterBuzz, we want to let you know that our network produces after shows for nearly all of your favorite TV shows, including dramas, reality TV, sci-fi, and more. So there's no network that works harder to serve TV fans. That's us, AfterBuzz TV. But we need your help. We are asking that you please subscribe to one or more of our YouTube channels. By subscribing to these channels, YouTube will suggest content that is tailor-made for you, and you'll help AfterBuzz continue to grow. And if you're worried about those pesky notifications, don't be. They're optional. I mean, by clicking that bell, that will allow you to get notices of the exact moment when we go live to your email, whatever you decide. So hit that subscribe button now for this channel, and check out our other AfterBuzz YouTube channels as well.
And hit the describe button to enter some captions.
That's right. Let us know you did so in the comments, and we'll thank you on air. But for now, thank you for being the best fans and for helping us be the ESPN of TV talk. Too many people liking Dean Greasy Ambrose.
Thank you for us for being the C-SPAN of NXT.
Thank you for the music. Man, today's show was going to be way different about 5 minutes before we started, but we should do NXT the musical. Why not? Why the hell not?
Thick wet.
Thick Wet is our knife wrench. We've got the Mighty in a rematch. We've got the Mighty versus One and Tui in a hard hitting match. It's just a big old brawl. One of my favorite things about seeing Oni Lorcan in that ring is he never seems to care about his
well-being.
Personal... As long as he's flinging his body towards people he don't like, that's the best time of the day for him.
I don't know you.
That's my purse. I don't know you. But there's a lot of great double teaming. Damn it. The second it came from my mouth.
Hashtag Thick Wet.
Oh, Thick Wet. Oh, Hobo was missing. Also Thick Wet and Moist.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched his turn as Robo Hobo Cop, you should definitely check it out from Hood Slam.
I think
very good. It's on Facebook. I know that
it's on Facebook, but I think we put it on he put it on Soapbox Car, our old channel. You know? Oh, have you never seen our old channel, Soapbox Car TV?
I guess not.
Yeah. So that's what we did. Like we did weekly shows. Yeah. It's on Hood Slam. I'll put it in the.
Nice.
I'll put it in the chat because I can. I have the power.
What's up with Soapbox Mark? Where did that stem from? From whence did that stem?
The first thing I did on the Webternet was a YouTube comedy channel called Soapbox Comedy. So we were Soapbox Mark, Soapbox Julian, Soapbox Wilder. So it just stayed like that, and then that became my handle across the internet, and then it didn't because we stopped doing that.
But what, like, just a name? Like, was it like you were given opinions on things? Like,
I think we just hit the name and went, got it. Honestly,
stop drilling, you hit oil.
Exactly. Like, nobody's done that. Great. Let's keep going. Speaking,
you heard it here first, folks. They were the first people to do comedy on the internet.
Dangum QS, why doesn't Oni and Birch name their finisher 3? And Lake Lock suggests DD3. Not bad. That's a good suggestion. You should email NXT at no, I'm not going to give the actual because it's
DD3.
That's what they should name it. DDT.
Wouldn't that make more sense for EC3?
I mean, maybe, but he doesn't do it. 3KO instead of a TKO, right? Exactly.
It's not called the 1%. Oh yeah, you're saying it should be called the 3KO.
3KO. Yeah. Got it. But it also makes sense here. But there was a sweet Hurricane Rana to Powerbomb transitioning into a single leg crab. That was awesome. There was pop-up superplex bomb. That was pretty sweet. But man, Wonny with those big old slaps. He's just slapping people in the face like it was going out of style. But it will never go out of style for Oni Lorcan. I'm blanking, Bill. I'm fading, and I've got one more cough drop, and I don't know if I should use it yet. But
we could just end the show.
We could. Yeah. How much time we got left? Don't worry about it. Yeah, we don't need that timer. We'll be done a lot earlier. With their DD3 for the win. And where do you think this puts Wonny and Tui in the standings?
Right at the tippy top.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think it's them. Heavy Machinery and Undisputed Era right now at the top of the tag division, and I think it would be Street Profits if they weren't holding tag titles somewhere else right now.
Well, I hope that we see them on NXT TV.
We'll never see them again. Them and Fabian Eichner. By the way, I like that Feichner. I love that. My name's Feichner, and I love the fake. I love that his evolution, his digivolvement is just gloves, jeans, and not shaving his chest.
Yeah.
I always enjoy when someone's transition of character or turn involves stopping shaving their chest, like Drew McIntyre, Jinder Mahal, Seth Rollins, CM Punk.
It adds. It's weird how much it adds.
It makes you look like a human.
You know what I mean?
No, I know. It's just like, at this point, it's a little silly to me that there are still people who shave.
No, I agree.
I mean, it looks good on Ricochet with body hair would be kind of weird.
I mean,
Ricochet
I guess
has zero hair anywhere on his body.
It just thickens up on his.
That's not hair.
No.
Pudding. He keeps it there in case he needs a snack.
He just started.
It's soy. Yeah, it's Soygurt.
Soygurt.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you. Is he a soyman?
Well, I mean, you don't want those empty calories of like Yoplait.
That's fair.
He has negative 1% body fat.
He comes out and it's pink. I decided to change it up. It's strawberry.
Yeah. This is raspberry. That's not how he sounds at all. He'd be like, oh, this is raspberry.
I've got raspberry yogurt on my face.
It helps keep me lean.
It
gives me fighting energy in the middle of a match. That's exactly how he sounds.
Yeah, he did the scrum a couple weeks ago. That's what I remember.
I'm Prince Puma. I'm from Boyle Heights, Los Angeles.
It's like,
I'm from an engineer stick trap.
It's Hamsar on helium. Kyle Franklin asks a very important question. Since when is Italy in the UK? Since when is Australia and New Zealand in the UK? That's what I'd like to ask.
What?
Because of Feichner.
Oh, no, I was just doing an Irish accent because of the Finlay catchphrase.
Yeah, no, I know. But because he's an Italian boy.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is that...
I
love it to fight.
That's why
I'm a Feichner.
That's why I made the Italian flag.
Hey, what's the matter for you? I got the gloves now.
You know,
I'm a big and tough guy. I got the gloves.
I'm a winner all of the championship of gold.
You like the juice? You like the Ike juice?
That's Greek.
Yeah, but I mean, come on.
Come on.
They're very close.
It's very true. They're both Mediterranean-y.
Mm-hmm.
Because they are.
Ike Whitting.
I'm an Ike main when it comes to Super Smash Brothers. Anyway,
I'm an Ike man.
Let's
who is Shulk and why does anyone care?
Shulk is from Xenoblade Chronicles.
Not a real game.
It's a real game.
No.
Yeah, so here's the weird thing about that RPG.
It's like 9 Fire Emblem characters.
A lot of them are clones though, but with Shulk, the game has characters designed by a bunch of different people, so they don't look uniform.
Sure.
It's very bizarre, but...
Just like all the other Smash Brothers games.
I mean, well, no, I mean, like, Xeno, in his home game...
Oh, I see.
All of the... a lot of the character designed by different people, and they look very differently.
How come the Keyblade guy from Forbidden Hearts isn't in the...
I figure he will be. I think he'll be one of the last DLC characters. Yeah. Probably.
Yeah. Mickey Mouse. Man, Mickey Mouse is gonna punch people in the face.
Speaking of DLC characters, let's talk about Johnny Gargano.
Mickey Mouse is in the game, but you can't fight with him. He's just in there like, I'm a conscientious objector.
Yeah, I ain't fighting.
I'm a pacifist. Oh boy. And he just blasts him off the sled.
He just gives you his extra lives and then dies. That was weird. Okay. What's the game? That's the end. Hey, so Johnny Gargano apparently never sinned. What a weird line to put in there. It's like, you're talking about absolving me from my sins?
Remember when you absolve me of all my sins?
I never sinned. Idiot.
Didn't you know you'd find me at my father's house?
And he took Ciampa's thing of doing the vlog style, but it's on like his phone as opposed to an actual big old Horkin camera.
Yeah, there's nothing original or authentic about Johnny Gargano, and he sucks.
Like
the
character Johnny Gargano. Like right now, it's like after the match, it was like, oh cool, that's what we got this match for. Was just so that, or that's why we got this version of the Johnny Gargano character was for this match. Great, the match happened. Now we're gonna get it again, and he's still being a little weirdo. Speaking of something that was a little weird,
this is a weirdo.
The Dijakovic promo starting with the bond of our blood is sacred, anything for family, it is our fight, our vision, you will feast your eyes.
Talking about the roots of the tree too,
and the roots of the tree. I wrote down a couple of things, but we're getting Dijakovic next week, but
and the streets will run red with the blood of the non-believers or whatever. So here's what I'm hoping.
Hope along.
All right, get ready to go on a little journey with me on this high concept here.
Let's do it.
So he keeps talking about we, and you're going to feast your eyes, and I do it for us. My hope is that the Dijakovic character is going to be a Legion type character, where like he's all of Dijakovic, like we contain multitudes sort of thing. Like feast your eyes on me. I'm the collective man. Like
I'm the sum of all pieces.
I'm not just the sum of all pieces, but he, within him, within the entity of Dijakovic, the corporeal husk, exists like his entire bloodline. Like he is like all of his clan merged into one guy.
I like
So
that.
we got like a split sort of situation.
Okay.
There are like a million different like individuals that reside within that form, and they're all Dijakovic.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I hope that they do it.
Yeah, there's no way.
But
He's just gonna be like a fighter, man.
It's just one of those things of like being able to convey that on a week-to-week basis.
Here's the thing. You know who could pull that off?
Who could pull that off?
Brian Cage. Because like you need to have someone who can do like a million different styles, who could be just a different personality.
Yeah.
And like now he's the brawler guy. Now he's slow. Now he's fast. Now he's doing flips. Now he's
the
just
lucha
like
guy,
the technical guy. Yeah.
Brian Cage does look like a bunch of dudes squished into one dude.
There's also that, yeah.
And it's really funny that you say, who the hell is Shulk? Because that's essentially what Shulk is.
Oh, really?
He
Nice.
can switch his sword to different modes to
That's
be
a
different
sword.
types of powers.
That's a sword.
Yeah, what I'm saying is Brian Cage is a sword. Damn it, Bill.
It's the beefiest sword I ever done see.
We are one. Oh, maybe he's like a Venom. We are one. We are Dijakovic. Something like that.
I like it. He's just gonna be a fighting man, guys. It's fine.
He's a fighter.
Just be like a punch man.
I'm gonna punch you up. He's gonna be Lil Mac, but Big Mac. He's gonna be meaty and sweaty
Big Mac.
and covered in a weird Thousand Island sauce.
It's good.
No, I'm not saying it's not good.
Damn it, it's good.
And we're having Big Macs tonight.
I like. You know what? Here's a pro tip for you guys out there. Thousand Island to dip your fries in.
Is that a pro tip?
Yeah, it's very good.
No, it's very. I agree. It is very good.
Not enough people do it, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the mayo. Also, the mayo's very good.
A nice garlic aioli.
That's why I look like this.
That's what I like. Look, you take a look at me and you go, that guy likes mayo.
That guy likes to put mayo on everything.
He covers his stuff in mayo. Nope, not that transition.
Mama's so fat she puts mayo on her Tylenol.
I've never heard that one.
It's an ICP thing.
Oh, okay, nice.
What's up?
Uh,
Check out my ICP podcast, Tim Carnival.
whoop.
Not a joke.
Why did you have to follow it up with not a joke?
Because it's definitely, it sounds like a joke.
It's very real. Speaking of things that are very real,
Very wheel.
very real, because it goes around. Kathy is with the horsewoman and asks, "Hey, you got a match coming up at Phoenix. You don't know who you're gonna face. How do you feel about that?" To which we get a real high school bully
she's with
answer.
the horsewoman.
Yeah.
I thought you said she's with the horsewoman. Like, and I was thinking, and I thought you were like dissing someone.
No.
And I was like, who is she talking? Is it Lacey Evans? Because she looks like she's wearing a big hat at a racetrack. Who is it? Who is it? Is it Reina Gonzalez? Because she looks like she's just been working with horses and she's a woman. Fran Hansen?
Fran Hansen. No, we'll talk about Fran Hansen in a second. But a very high school bully answer. It all in the same. I leave with the title. They leave with a hospital bill. A bunch of nerds. But Marina and Jessamine, they laugh off the challenge from Io and Dakota. So I guess all right. I guess this match is happening. And
What you need to, I mean, like, it doesn't make sense realistically, but because, I mean, if only Marina Shafir wasn't married to Roderick Strong, because, like, if there was some way you could put Kyle O'Reilly with this group as a scumbag boyfriend, where he's just like, he like slinks in, like puts his arm around Marina's neck, like during an interview, and he's like, "Hey babe, is this jerk bothering you?"
it's Kathy. Kyle,
I know.
me.
But,
No, I
like,
know.
And then the extra hilarity of that is like all three of those women are so much tougher than Kyle O'Reilly that they're always like,
taller?
"Oh no, baby, I think we got this one. It's fine." He's like,
All right, I'll be
just
right
let me
over
know.
here.
He's
I'll
like,
take care of it for you.
gives her one of these.
So we've got Bianca Belair and Lacey Evans that have already qualified for the Fatal 4-Way, and then we get the following match: Mia Yim versus Reina Gonzalez. Fran Hansen, as you put her. Reina's just a bruiser. Like, holy crap! What an evolution from last year to this year.
When it's Reina, it pours.
Serious? No, please finish.
Because she just rains down the blows.
She just drips.
Yeah.
I don't know. Shit.
No. We can say it about Dean. We can't say it about Reyna.
We could say that Dean is thick wet.
Yeah.
And you know what? You're absolutely right.
But Reyna has taken a lot of steps forward since her first appearance.
Agreed.
And, where she was like, I'm a second generation superstar. My gear doesn't make sense. And now it's like, she had like an eye patch, I think.
It was like a phantom mask kind of a thing. It was like, okay, great.
Yeah.
Are you a ghost? But I think the only downside of this match is that we got Mia Yim versus somebody who hasn't really made any appearances on NXT TV. So it kind of gave us the ending. Like, no offense to Reyna, but that's not usually how NXT TV works, is unless they hype up a debut, it doesn't usually work out for that superstar. So when you've been hyping up Mia Yim ever since her signing, and you put her in with somebody that hasn't really done too much, we didn't really focus too much on this match, because it was like, oh, we know.
Well, it's weird because it's like the 1E and 2E versus the Mighty match was like the blow off to a feud that's been going on for a while, but it like was kind of short, wasn't the main event, and like was the definitive finish. But then it's like, all right, it's done. But it was like only a few minutes.
And they announced it before it happened. They said, oh, hey, remember this stuff that's happened? Well, they're going to have a match next.
Hey.
As opposed to being led into this, like this was one of the matches advertised for tonight.
And like, you know, it didn't need any of that, but it's still a little bit surprising.
But yeah, but Mia ends up getting the win, joins the Fatal 4-Way, so we only have one more qualifier, whether that's at the live shows this weekend or if it happens on TV, we don't know.
I don't know.
I guess we'll find out. Then we get a promo from Aleister Black. Mentions that I simply have to do this, John. So we're on first name bases. Alan John. And it's weird. It's just weird. But says he's far beyond absolution and redemption. All that's left is total annihilation. You will simply fade to black. A really creepy but atmospheric promo. Like, it seemed like it was done in the green screen room, but it looked and felt really cool and inherently Aleister, as opposed to the Johnny one, which felt kind of hokey. Like, we saw him do, like he did when he first did the promo at the attack spot. It was like, okay, this makes sense. But the fact that he returned, that he keeps referencing, hey, you want to take this outside, wink, is like kind of lame. So,
hey, you want to take this out?
Do you want to take this out? Let's go out. Let's go get some Timmy Hortons.
Take me out.
Jose Medina saying, I thought they announced the final qualifying match for next week. If it was on the show, we missed it, unless it was on Twitter. Please put it in chat. But
gonna guess Io Shirai. Well, no,
because we're getting the tag match.
So it's not even a Io Shirai possibility if it's happening next week.
Yeah, unless it's the week, or maybe what if whoever wins the match goes on to like be the qualifier? But
let's just say Aaliyah versus one of the 6 people named Zaya that they have in the.
Sure, let's do that.
Sure.
And I suppose we'll find out. But we're getting the cage match next week, and we're getting the women's tag match next week. Already shaping up to be a good show. Oh, yeah. And hopefully we get some.
Seems like a pretty big show.
Pretty big shoe. There's a lot happening next week. Yeah, you know what? There's a lot happening next week. Let's talk about it. So, for a while, as our faithful viewers and listeners, if you're listening on iTunes, we really appreciate you. If you're watching on YouTube, we really appreciate you. But
listen on Stitcher, go to hell.
Losers. Don't have a podcast app. But, so, if you've noticed for the past many months, it's been very difficult for all of us to be together for a show due to various professional conflicts and things of that nature, and we don't think that it's fair to you, the viewer, to keep pulling you along on a not complete show. We are the NX team, and we will always be the NX team, whether it's just Bill and I, whether it's Hobo and I, whether it's you and Hobo, whatever, we'll always be the NX team. But the 3 of us, that's the teamwork that makes the dream work. So it is with a heavy heart that we have to announce that the three of us are leaving the show. And that doesn't mean that this show is going away. The search for who's next in line, remember that old chestnut, has already begun, but next week is going to be our last show as a cohesive unit, as a part of AfterBuzz TV, Wrestling and Sports.
It will not be our last show as a cohesive unit.
No, it will be our last show as a cohesive unit
here
on AfterBuzz TV, Wrestling and Sports.
Right.
If you want to follow the next step for us, go to the Wrestle Pros on Twitter and Wrestling Professionals on Twitch.tv, Twitch.tv/Wrestling Professionals, and Twitter.com/The Wrestle Pros. That is where our triumvirance will live. That's where the NXT will move.
Sorry, go.
No, go ahead.
The good news for you, the viewer, if you enjoy watching us at NXT, is not just that we're going to continue this show, but also that it opens up the parameters of what the show is. So we're not going to have hard time limits, and that may end up being a huge detriment to what we do, because we know you all love our tangents. But do you love 3 hours of our tangents? We'll find out.
I guess we're gonna find out.
But there's not going to be time limits. We're going to be able to say all the cusses, even the obscure ones, like humbug.
And there's still we're wondering if we're talking to our friend Brandon Taylor, and we're also talking to Robert Baines, and we are trying to nail down who is going to be joining us as the third person. So it might be an interesting look into someone you may not be as familiar with, because it may be Brandon instead of Mr. Baines.
But you'll still be able to find us very easily if you're following us on Twitter. You'll be able to keep up to the minute on what we're doing. Follow the Wrestle Pros on Twitter,
and Wrestling Professionals on Twitch.
Yeah, and that's us. And but you'll get live shows still. You'll get podcasts still. You'll be able to keep up with us every week. We are almost certainly not going to be on Wednesdays anymore.
Yeah, that's been the main issue, and this isn't anything against. We love AfterBuzz TV, and we've been joyously doing the show here. We really appreciate everything that the team, Steven, Phil, Kevin, Maria, that everybody has put for the show and to give us this opportunity, and it's led to a lot of opportunities for us to go to WrestleManias, takeovers, etc. But it's an opportunity for us to grow, and an opportunity for a team to come here and to grow as well. And so so when we say, hey, go to tpublic.com/thenxteam because it supports us, we mean it, because we're going independent, and we're going to be able to expand and talk about more. We want to bring our experiment with 205 the 205 Live NXT Power Hour. We are going to expand upon that. We want to talk about NXT UK. If there's any more shows that join the network on Wednesday, will be the Wednesday night Wrestle Buddies.
It will still be NXT focused.
Yeah.
But we will have the ability to have the time to watch other things on Wednesdays, especially. We'll have the ability and the time to talk about non-NXT things if something's worth talking about.
Yeah.
We'll get to speculate wildly on where the Young Bucks are going and stuff like that. It'll be fun, and it'll be the same team you know and love. Just you don't have to set aside those of you that watch live. We love that you watch live, but you don't have to be as hamstrung as gotta log in at 6 and watch these guys. And we love that you do. But
we're gonna figure out a window.
It's easier
to go live in. Yeah, we're gonna figure out a window. We'll be able to schedule replays and popular times. So head on over to twitter.com/thewrestlepros and twitch.tv/wrestling professionals, and that's where you can find all of our stuff. Support us at tpublic.com/thenxteam. We'll go through this one more time, but before we do, let's talk about the main event: Ricochet versus Tyler Breeze, coming through and being the open challenge. He's got the old phone case, so it makes me feel like it's just a prop that's been in full sale that hasn't gone anywhere. And we get a stellar one-on-one Tyler Breeze match that we haven't gotten in a really long time. What did you think, Bill?
Awesome. I mean, it's a dream match in the sense of it's two very beloved NXT figures, but not a dream match in a sense of like I don't think a lot of people were really thinking about it in a sense of like, boy, I'd love to see that match.
Yeah.
And it was, as good a match as it could have been. I don't think there was any real suspension of disbelief that Tyler was going to win the match, although there was a good near fall that I think a few people bought into.
Yeah.
It was good. It was a great match. It was everything that you could want from these guys. It's awesome to see Tyler Breeze getting not just a chance to do something while Breezango was on the shelf, but also to get sort of a spotlight, another NXT main event spot. And I think this is likely the beginning of what Triple H has been talking about for months now, talking about how the door is not necessarily closed on NXT for main roster people. Once they go up to the main roster, it could be, a sliding doors situation that not used accurately. I did not use that accurately.
Revolving door.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if Ty Dillinger got a match once he's all healed up from his surgery.
I really want him to.
So maybe this open challenge is just going to be maybe this open challenge. You right?
Sorry. Yeah, it felt like a tiny earthquake.
Nope. Maybe this open challenge era of Ricochet will just be like a parade of former NXT dudes
that are currently waiting for their moment on television.
Maybe it'll culminate in January with Hangman Page.
Okay.
Oh no,
it's Mr. Page.
Much bigger than everyone in NXT.
He's a large man. This brings up something that I absolutely adore, is that open challenges are one of the few things that have happened over the past couple of years that are the few surprises that wrestling fans get, because they scrape for every sort of piece of information that they can get, but anytime there's been an open challenge, it's rarely like, oh, we know we know exactly who it's going to be. But we get Neville versus Seth Rollins, and it ends up being an amazing match where we think that Neville is going to take the title, or Sami Zayn and John Cena, which in bringing up dream matches, you never know it's a dream match. I love dream matches where the person shows up and everybody realizes, oh, this. I didn't know I wanted to see this until right now, and we're about to see it. I'm a part of this amazing moment, and this classic Breeze, don't touch me, all of the best stuff that we haven't seen in years, especially I think he might have even left that pair of tights at Full Sail, because I haven't seen him. Well, first of all, he switched to shorts, so seeing him back in pants and with the phone and just all quote retro Tyler Breeze was one of the things that made me a fan of his in the first place, and I hope that this momentum can continue, but I don't know if it will or not. Man. Do you want to see the open challenges? Do Ricochet keep doing these open challenges? Yeah. Me too.
For a while. I mean, there's not really anyone else in that mid card right now. I think this is a good way to keep Ricochet active and have him get a dominant title run in while we're in the doldrums before we get to because they've already got TakeOver pretty set. And once we get past TakeOver, then, we'll move on.
And just because also they haven't set up anybody for Ricochet to face at
Maybe
TakeOver.
They'll bring Jushin Liger back.
Oh, man, maybe. Zenoir asks, what other NXT alumni would you like to challenge Ricochet? You mentioned Ty Dillinger.
Sami Zayn. There's a lot of people who, are on, going to be on the verge of coming back from injuries in the next couple months. So,
I would even, why not Finn... Apollo,
Baron Corbin.
Elias would be a great success story to come back, because once he made the main roster switch, everybody loved him. So for him to come back to NXT, I wonder what that reaction would be like.
If Baron Corbin loses his general managership,
he starts at the bottom,
comes back
quote bottom,
to be pathetic one more time.
Yeah, maybe. Not too surprisingly, that would be very surprising,
Neville.
And I don't want it.
Bo Dallas.
Oh, Bo would be sweet. But he's chased in by security. He's like, no, it's fine. But Ricochet, not too surprisingly, gets the win with a cradle shock, with a high-angled, cross-legged Michinoku driver that they can't call the cradle shock. But he and Breeze shake hands, end of show. Lovely episode.
Maybe this open challenge will at one point lead to NXT's first intergender match.
Maybe
Nikki Cross runs out, or
I wonder.
Rhea Ripley.
I wonder who. Rhea Ripley versus Ricochet.
She'd just crush him.
Yeah, I'm gonna end you, son. But that's it for this episode of NXT, and that's it for the after show as well. I don't know where I was going to transition with that. So, Bill,
Next week we'll be here.
Next week we will be here. That will be our final week, and we'll have a little bit to say at the end of that show too. Hobo better be here. Hobo Brazil. He was working last week. He was at the New Japan training camp this week. He's working WPW tonight in Los Angeles.
It's like a working wrestler.
Weirdo.
Sure.
Part of the reason why our schedule's changing. But what are you working on? Where can the folks find you if they don't follow you yet?
My WWE comic is out. I did a backup story on WWE issue number 23. I got my hands on the copy. It looks great.
Your name's on the cover.
Yeah, it's wild. The art is amazing. It's better than I could have expected. It stars Selena. My story stars Zelina Vega and Andrade Almas, so it's very pertinent to NXT. If you like that sort of thing, you need to do because you're watching this. Check out my ICP podcast, Dim Carnival. I've got some stuff going up on Uprocks in the next few days, or next few weeks, all video game related, because that's what I do over there now. And I'm working on some other projects, as they say. So yeah, just keep it tight.
Make sure to follow Robert Baines at Baines Destroy.
Follow me on all social media at
Sunday Motel. Follow the network at AfterBuzz TV. Follow me at Mark B. Donica. If you're a fan of video games and have 8 hours to drop,
and I don't,
and you don't, head on over to Jacksepticeye's channel. I was a part of his Thankmas stream over the weekend, which was a whole bunch of fun to be a part of.
Would you play? Would you play?
I didn't play. I ran the stream.
Would you play?
Just go watch it. It's Jacksepticeye. Go do it. But make sure you follow us also at The Wrestle Pros and on Twitch at twitch.tv/wrestling professionals, and support us at tpublic.com/the NX team. We've got a bunch of stuff up on there that would really help us transition into this new world. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week for our final episode.
Bye bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz, see you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.